Unit 6, Relationships in Triangles, question 2b. So 2b wants us to do special triangle lines or centroid, okay? So what is a centroid? A centroid is the intersection of medians. Well, what is a median? The median is essentially a point on a line that cuts it in half, okay? So again, a median is a point on a line that cuts it in half, okay? So the centroid, however, divides each median in a ratio of 2 to 1. So you probably don't really understand what that means as yet. We're going to explain it with the first question right here. So it says, in the triangle STU, so this is the triangle STU, okay, Y is the intersection of the three medians. So this is Y right here. So Y right here is the intersection, alright, of the median of this line right here. So here at W is where the median is, okay, because it's cutting this right here into two halves, okay. This line right here is cutting this into two halves, and this line right here is cutting this into two halves, okay. So it says if UV is 51, so if U to V, so this line right here, I'm going to put it in red. So if UV is 51 units, okay, find UW. So we're trying to find, or rather UY. So we're trying to find UY. So we're trying to find right here. So again, we know that all of this right here is 51. So all of this is 51, and we're trying to find right here. So we're trying to find UY, okay? So what you're going to do is that you're going to use your concept of centroid. So a centroid is an intersection of medians, but a centroid divides a median, so it divides this median line into a ratio of 2 to 1. Okay, so in this case, guys, right here we have two parts, okay, and right here we have one part, okay. So again, dy would be one part, and yu or uy would be two parts, okay. So what we're going to do, guys, is that I'm going to try to break up this 51 into a total of two parts and one part, and evaluate what the two parts would be. So if you remember, like directed line segment, okay, if we have two parts and we have one part, that means we have a total of three parts, okay. So I want to find this right here, the two parts. So I'm trying to find 2 out of 3, okay, of the total amount of the line, which is 51, okay. So now we can go ahead and either multiply or simplify. So 51 actually can be divided by 3. 51 divided by 3 is 17, and 17 times 2 is, I believe, 34, okay. So uy will be equal to 34, okay, and that's it. Alright, so let's try the next one. So the next one says, in the triangle CDE, I is the centroid. So again, in the triangle CDE, I is the centroid right here, okay. If DE is 94, so where is D? DE is 94, so D to E is 94. Find DG, okay? Well, what we need to remember, guys, is that a centroid is the intersection of medians right here, okay? So this is a median right here, okay? So it's cutting this right here in half and a half. This is a median right here, cutting this in half and a half, and this is a median right here, cutting this in a half and a half, okay. So if this is a half and this is a half, and we're trying to find DG is just one of the halves. So all I need to do to find DG, so we know DE is 94, Okay, DE is made up of DG plus GE, where DG is equal to GE. Okay, so all I need to do to find it is just divide this amount by 2. Okay, so DG will be equal to DE divided by 2, or 94 divided by 2. 94 divided by 2 is 47. So the answer for DG would be 47. Okay, so again guys, just like that. So let's try the final one. So the final one says if GM is equal to 24, okay, find GK. So GM is equal to 24, find the entire line GK. Okay, so right here we have a center centroid right here, which is the intersection. So again, it breaks it up into a ratio of 2 to 1. So right here will be the 2 parts, right here will be the 1 part. So again, we know that the 2 part is equal to 24. So 2 parts, okay, so 2 parts out of a total of 3 parts is equal to 24. Okay, so we need to figure out how much 1 part would be. So what we're going to say is that 2 parts out of 3 parts of a certain amount, let's call that amount x, should be equal to 24. So to find x, I would need to get rid of the fraction. To get rid of the fraction, you multiply by the denominator and then divide by the numerator. Okay, so x will be equal to 3 times 24 is 72, and 72 divided by 2 is 36. Okay, so the amount that we had before, x, was 36. So that's what we broke up into 2 parts and 3 parts. So to figure out how much that 1 part would be, all I would need to do is just do 36, okay, or 1 out of 3 multiplied by 36. Because again, we're trying to find 1 part out of a total of 3 parts. Okay, so 36 divided by 3 is 12, or you could have just done 24 minus 36, or 36 minus 24. You'd have gotten the same 12. So GK is equal. So wait. Oh, sorry. GK is 36. So we're trying to find not the 1 part. So we're not trying to find MK. My bad. So MK is what's 12. So MK is 12, and that, but we were trying to find the entire line. So the entire line was indeed 36. Okay. So again, guys, just like that. All right. So again, just like that.